my very first video like this at all. I've never made a vlog. I don't have a YouTube channel. Well, now I have a YouTube channel, so I hope you enjoy. First things first, I just want to go ahead and straight up say this is a vlog and not a tutorial. I am an amateur. I am not a seamstress. I just make things that I think I can make, that I want to make, and I do it kind of badly, but you guys can watch me do it badly and hate on me in the comments if you want, but I would honestly prefer the opposite of hate, whatever that is. Anyways, so I guess I will share my process with you. This month I'm making a dress from the anime One Punch Man. I am trying to cosplay Tornado, or Tatsumaki, however you know her. She is my favorite character, the Class S superhero, the terrible Tornado. And I don't know. I don't know. Her dress seems simple enough that I could do. I'm not very well versed in crafts like this, but I'm going to do my best. The first thing I did was I wrote out all of my measurements from my neck to the floor on a piece of paper vertically, and then any part of the dress I was going to need to divide up into fourths, I divided by fourth and added all the seam allowances and just did the math real quick. And by real quick, I mean I spent a whole day doing the math for that because I'm bad at math. And then I used pencil to draw out first the lengths, then the widths of each of the parts of the dress I was going to make. And once I felt like I was comfortable with the pattern, I started outlining everything with Sharpie because I wanted to be really fancy this time. I don't know, I just thought if I made it look really good, it would come out better. But it didn't. It didn't matter. You don't have to do a Sharpie. I did a Sharpie to look good. Anyways, this is definitely the longest dress I've ever made, so I was kind of nervous at this point when I realized how long each of the skirt panels were, and I am very lucky that I was using parchment paper because you can just keep unrolling that, and I didn't have to tape anything together to make the pattern pieces. However, I do wish that I had just bought a pattern. Making patterns for me I like doing it. It just takes a really long time, really high effort. So that is what I'm doing here. It came out really well. My room is messy, especially my craft area. Please don't judge me. It is just really long. Okay, cut in. So I am done making all the patterns for everything except the collar piece, because I'm probably just going to freehand the collar piece at the end, just because I'm like that. Which means now it's time to start pinning my shit to fabric. I like to draw just a chalk outline and then cut it, because I am very bad at keeping everything still once it's pinned. So that's what we're going to do next. The void of fabric is here. So this is the fabric I'm going to be cutting all the pieces out. I just laid it across my entire floor and did my best to kind of smooth it out. I know that I've watched other seamstresses, and I say other as if I am one of them. I've watched professional seamstress videos and how they do their pinning and stuff, and how they pin their patterns to the fabric, and it ends up really neat, and then they can cut these perfect panels. And you know what, I just can't do that. The only way that I am going to get the shapes of fabric I want, oh my god, Merlin, I forgot about this. Merlin is playing with the pins, and I don't notice him because he's really quiet. He's gonna hurt himself. This cat is so dangerous. Anyway, so I've watched these professionals show us, the public, anybody who watches their videos, how to pin things really neatly. The patterns always get cut out perfectly, and you know what, I can't do it. I just have not managed to do it yet. So while I appreciate their abilities, the only thing I have been able to do to successfully cut out the shapes I'm trying to cut out and the measurements that I'm trying to cut out is to first pin the fabric, then take my chalk and outline my pattern all the way around on the fabric best I can, licking it a lot in between because that's, I don't know, it makes the chalk run better. Don't Don't judge me, okay? This is our judgment-free zone. Call it Planet Fitness. And I then take all of the little pieces of paper, pens, I take them all off, and I will show you that later. And then I cut all of the little chunks into like, okay, this is gonna be easy to cut these two pieces out here. Okay, these two pieces will be able to be cut out here. And it's just a really time-consuming but accurate way for me to cut the fabric the right shape. Yeah, I sped this up as much as I could to show you guys. Like, I wanted to show everybody as much of the process as I could. There you go. You can see me lick, 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 lick. Lick and then draw, lick and draw, lick and draw. That's the only way I can get the chalk to work. I need a new chalk pencil, actually. That one's, like, running out of steam. It's getting real short. It's getting real short now. He's the handsomest little boy, and he's a demon, but I love him. Demon little kitten. That's my song. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Once the fabric's all drawn out, it just looks really cool to me, but also I can work with it better. So I'll cut it into these little chunks, and they'll only have 2 to 4 of the individual pattern pieces on them, and then I'll trim out all the extra fabric, and I'm good to go. Honestly, at this point in the process, I'm just trying to go as fast as I can because my patterning took a whole day. It took me a whole day to make the pattern, and I didn't even finish it in one day. It took me a day and a half of work. I only do this 2 days a week, so that's like a whole week of work for me doing this that I didn't really get to use just making the patterns. So I'm just trying to cut all of this as neatly and as fast as I can. Here's some scissors coming at you.
My autofocus isn't working.
I honestly don't know why the autofocus wasn't working here. I checked it. It just didn't want to look at my face.
Okay, I think it's working. Excuse my hair, because as every project goes on, it gets messier. Who's messaging me? Oh. Anyways, so I finished cutting up the fabric off camera. We have all of these chunks. I've literally never used this dress mannequin before, so this next chunk is going to be mostly me just trying to figure it out and pin up my patterned fabric on it for the first time. May just cut out and nothing and share nothing of it because I don't want to look bad and see everybody make fun of me. I guess I could always just disable comments. Or people could just be nice. That would be nice. I'm just trying to share my creative process, okay? Yeah, so let's get to it.
I honestly don't think many people are gonna see this video because it's my first video. Like, who's gonna really see it? I'm not worried about it. But I am paranoid that like a professional or a seamstress is gonna see this and see me trying to pin my fabric to this mannequin. I honestly just wanted to try to use it because it was a gift. It was a birthday gift. And like, I don't know, it kind of inspired me to start doing this for real, like trying to make real dresses by myself instead of just buying them. And I just don't want to get dragged for how bad I'm doing at pinning all this fabric up. I just don't want to get dragged. Please don't drag me about this. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I think I figured out how to do the pinning. I mostly just wanted to make sure that all the parts actually connected how I thought they would. And this is much easier to do when you have a mannequin, so forgive me that it looks kind of shitty, but the bottom looks really good. The shoulder sleeves, I didn't put them on or tack them on. I have these little shoulder nubs to do it with, but it didn't seem like there was a point to it because, like, The sleeves are the easiest part. Like, sew up a tube and leave a hole. Anyways, I'm gonna show you the pin work I did for just checking out, making sure things looked okay.
Music here to show off this nice slow motion shot of my bad pin job, but I'm gonna just talk real quiet in front of the mic while you look at my dress. It's not fully sewn yet, at all actually.
So yeah, the pin work is not the greatest, but I know that the dress is gonna look pretty much exactly how I want it to look. And I still need to make the neck collar thing. I just don't feel like doing that right now, and I'm obviously not gonna finish this today. So day 3 will be finishing all the sewing and making and adding the neck collar. I think it's called a collar. I said I'm an amateur, okay?
Here we are doing the first day of sewing and the first bit of sewing, and it's not going great. I am having a hard time with this sewing machine. I haven't used this sewing machine a lot to begin with, but then I already don't really understand fully how to set the tension and stuff to the correct settings before sewing, and so it clogs like 3 or 4 times while I'm sewing in this first bit. But I'm all confident. I'm like, yeah, I can't really read that thing, but I'm gonna measure my seam allowance here, make sure it's looking good. But yeah, I fucked up like bad. It clogged. I had to cut it out. It was just not a great time, okay?
I am getting hot and sweaty. We have sewn the sleeves. They are ready to be sewn onto the bodice once the bodice is sewn together. I think I'm going to do the bodice next, and probably will only get it about halfway done today. And then day 3 we will finish the bodice and the bottom of the skirt and attach everything together. I don't know. Oh, you can see it in the background. It's coming together pretty well. The sleeves look really good. I don't know. I'm doing my best. I'm not like a master seamstress or even really okay at it, but it gets the job done. I need a lot more practice, but we're making progress.
I don't know how many days of sewing exactly or hours exactly I spent on this dress, but it was a minimum of 18 hours just on pinning and sewing and making sure everything lined up. And I ended up having to come back and like tighten some seams that I didn't like.
I literally don't know if it's day 3 or day 4 of crafting. I think it's day 3. Anyways, so today we are going to finish the dress. I have it pinned up right now and basically the shape I want it sewn together on the mannequin behind me. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna go about the neck piece yet, but I still think it's gonna be really easy. Still gonna do it last minute and attach it at the end because that's how I do things. And right now I'm very distracted because over the weekend I got a bunch of new plants. Maybe I'll make a video of just showing off all my plants sometime, but
I honestly don't know how many hours of footage I cut and just didn't share or didn't record because there's just so much content of me just sewing, and it's days of it. And I have to seam rip for about an hour or 2 of my time because I sewed the bodice piece backwards. I don't know how, I just did. I sewed it backwards and I had to seam rip for like an hour. Anyways, despite all of the obstacles I ran into while I was making this dress, I clogged I don't really know what to call it, but I clogged the area where the bobbin and the needle, like the middle meet, that hole. I clogged that at least 3 times, probably a lot more. I had to cut like a hole in my fabric one time to get the thread out, which made me really upset. And I don't really, that was just that's just the struggle of being an amateur. I'm sure I'll get better as I go and figure it out. But between that and then just sewing the thing backwards and having the seam rip and restart, it's just a lot of lost time, and it was really discouraging. But I just kept going, and I think that's what anybody should do. If you really, really want something, you gotta just kind of breathe and keep trying, because oh man, did I want to cosplay this, but oh man, was I struggling.
Okay, 45 more minutes has passed. I've got about an hour and a half left before my partner comes home, and I don't have time to craft anymore. So I completely skipped work today to continue doing this, and got the skirt attached now. Now I just need to make and add the neck piece and add the sleeves. The main reason I'm kind of nervous to add the sleeves is until I added the bottoms, the shoulders kind of do this weird up thing. I don't know. Hopefully it all looks good once it's together. The worst case scenario, like I do this with all of my shit, is you just tighten it at one seam really tight. So long story short, we didn't finish the dress today. I spent a total of 6 hours working on it so far, but I'm just gonna pin it back up to this and finish it on Thursday. I feel like with 6 more hours, I can probably get that other sleeve and the neck piece on, but we'll see. Because I thought I could do everything today with today's 6 hours, and I don't know if you can tell, we'll be able to in a minute, but that didn't happen. It's not done.
I'm honestly, at this point, just so ready to be done making this dress. Every day that I start working on it, I'm convinced I am going to be able to finish it. And every day that I start on it, I don't finish it. I've gotten parts of it sewn, I've gotten part of the bodice sewn, I've gotten the skirt sewn on, I've got one of the sleeves sewn on, but I honestly haven't even started on other things.
Day 4. I have both the cats in the room at the moment. Snowball, Merlin, there you are. Okay, and this is taking much longer than I thought. I think we are at a total of somewhere between 18 and 20 hours of working on this dress. I'm hoping to finish it in the next 2 or 3 hours and get to do some streaming tonight, but I don't know. We'll see.
At this point, I've told myself every single day it's going to be the last day. But this time, as I start sewing, I actually know it's the last day of sewing. I am going to finish this dress today. I'm going to put the tracks in, the wires in the tracks, and it's going to be done. I'm going to finish this dress today.
Okay, so I think that we are in the home stretch. I have spent about 3 hours working on it today, so now we're no matter what, we're over 20 hours working on this one dress. Just so you guys know, my skills aren't good. I have the tracks run for the wire on the skirts now. I have both the sleeves on. They might be a little short, and also one of them, when I initially sewed it shut, I sewed it inside out, so it might look a little different than the rest of the dress. And I'm just gonna say it now because there's nothing I can do about it without spending another 2 hours minimum trying to fix it, and I just don't want to do that because, like, pretty sure nobody's gonna even notice. Anyways, yeah, so basically all I need to do is freehand the collar pattern, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm literally just going to cut it at the width and stuff I need it to be and hope for the best because I'm lazy. And run the wire through the tracks. And then I guess we can style the wig. I was hoping I'd have time to stream some video games today, but I don't know if that's gonna happen at this rate. I'm going pretty slow, but I think the quality is more important to me than anything else when it comes to this. Like, I really want this to be the best I could produce without going way over the time I have to do it. So, I don't know. Is the wiring. I'm going to use this jewelry wire. It is, actually it's not even jewelry wire. This is florist wire, bright. I literally got this at Joann's forever ago for a different project. So we're just using it because I have it. So what I did to do this is I hung my dress up on the mannequin here, and I have all these little triangles, and on each of these triangle things there's tracks on the back of them where I sewed these, like, pockets, I guess. And then there's a hole in the pocket about halfway down, a little more. And I shove the wire down. I'm just gonna try to shove like 2 pieces on each of these. And I'm probably gonna try to get them to go a little higher up. So they're gonna,
I actually recorded this part. I was giving kind of a mild tutorial of how I like spin the ends of the wires so that they don't poke through, and then I like twist it a little bit and slide it in through the track and slide it up the leg, and you can like then pose each of these triangle things. I don't really know what to call them, the skirt flowies. You can pose each of them a little bit because hers kind of move with her psychic abilities, and like I can't obviously do that without any psychic abilities. And this is kind of what it looks like. I've gotten 1 track in at this point and I love it. I seriously love it. But as I keep going, I honestly get so frustrated because I'm learning that I didn't put the tracks in all the same place, the openings, so I have to find the openings to each of the tracks to put the wire in. But I'm going to be honest, I have already, by the point in time that I am recording my voiceover here, I've already worn the dress, done the cosplay, and worn it around, and I can tell you that the twisting on the end of those spikes and stuff just didn't work. That's the other reason I decided to mute this and speed it up instead of letting you guys listen to my little how-to DIY thing, because I was just reminded that I am not one of those people that can teach people things. I'm not in that position. I'm too amateur. I messed up. Like, that thing was poking a lot, and honestly, look, see, it got stuck in my hair. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is not a tutorial. This is watching me struggle to make my project in as little time as possible without sacrificing the quality. And I do like how it's coming along. I really don't think that my florist wire was a great choice. I only used it because that is what I already had in my house. If you're gonna make a dress like this, I would use something else that's a little thicker and doesn't hold the shape as frigidly, because it got a lot of like bumps and curves, and it honestly, since it's so thin, it was able to almost at times try to poke through points in the fabric. And I'm sure that if I tried to wear this in public too much, like at a con, it would not be great. I will have to make edits to it before I can wear it to a con. But this is me trying to show you guys a little bit of what I'm doing. I literally slide it in these little holes and slide it up the track. I really, really do love how it came out. This was the first like dress I made at least in over a year, but my second dress ever. Like, I don't have experience in this, and it came out great. I did make the collar freehand last second. Really wish I didn't do that. It was supposed to be bigger, but I didn't have time to redo it. So, this is the finished product. I hope you made it this far watching it and hope you enjoyed this. Na-na.
Of course that took longer than I thought it would, but everything is wired now. The dress is actually finished. It took a total of 6, 12, 23 hours. It took me 23 hours to make this dress. If that doesn't tell you how big of an amateur I am, I don't know what will.